Welcome to the dark side of the internet. Today, we're diving into an intriguing story from the murky depths of the online world. A place where anything goes, a shadowy digital bazaar hidden from the public eye. This is the Darknet, a labyrinth of encrypted websites where everything from drugs to stolen data is bought and sold. Among today's story is Many Markets, the market that pulled out a unique approach to what we had seen before. Incognito Market, like many other Darknet markets, dealt in illegal goods and services. But recently, they executed what's known as an exit scam. In the blink of an eye, it vanished, leaving countless users and merchants high and dry, their digital assets gone without a trace. To understand the gravity of this situation, let's first delve into what an exit scam actually means in the context of Darknet markets. In its simplest form, an exit scam is a fraudulent act by the operators of a Darknet market, where they shut down the market and run away with the funds of their users and vendors held in escrow, and stopping all withdrawals and yet allowing deposits to flow. You should also know how dark web market operate. Since everything is being paid for in cryptocurrency, there's no way to cancel any transactions once they're sent. So in order to keep the vendors from scamming the customers will usually put the crypto that they're paying for these products into escrow, which is a middleman payment service. That money doesn't get sent to the vendor until the customer has received their package and confirmed that they've received their package. Usually when these marketplaces no longer want to continue running the market, they wait for funds to accumulate on escrow, empty it, and shut down the market. According to Incognito Market users, they encountered problems with the withdrawal of bitcoins in Monero on Tuesday, March 5th, and suggested that this could be an exit scam on the part of the site. The administrator of Incognito Market with the nickname Pharaoh said that the problems that arose were related to changes in the withdrawal systems of the Incognito platform. Please note that the initial stages of this update may briefly impact usability in the first few days as the servers perform multiple tasks, both when syncing old data and new requests. However, reports from users about problems with withdrawal of funds continued, and they were followed by a post from the administrator of the Darknet site Dread, which confirmed the cases of exit scams. In his post under the name Hugbant3R, he stated that he had a discussion with an administrator under the name Pharaoh, where he was ultimately offered a bribe to remove any posts on the Dread forum related to Incognito Market. He also recommended that users refrain from depositing funds into the marketplace. My warning will not affect funds already lost to Incognito, but hopefully it will now be enough to try to ensure that users stay away and don't lose more. The exit scam allegedly occurred during a boom in the price of Bitcoin, when the cryptocurrency reached its previous record high of $68,990, setting a new peak just above $69,200. The higher the price, the higher the amount of stolen funds. But that's not the end of the story. The users of Incognito Market weren't just left in the lurch. They were in for a rude shock. As if the exit scam wasn't enough, the plot thickened when the operators of Incognito Market resurfaced with an even darker scheme. The team behind Incognito claims possession of crypto asset transaction logs and archived conversations from its users, warning that this information will be leaked to law enforcement unless a payment is made, the message from Pharaoh. An Incognito Market admin read. We got one final little nasty surprise for y'all. We have accumulated a list of private messages, transaction info, and order details over the years. You'll be surprised at the number of people that relied on our auto-encrypt functionality, and by the way, your messages and transaction IDs were never actually deleted after the expiry. The operator of Incognito disclosed that the information at risk of being exposed to law enforcement encompasses a comprehensive dump of 557,000 orders and 862,000 cryptocurrency transaction IDs. The extortion note ominously states, whether or not you and your customers' info is on that list is totally up to you. Reportedly, a whitelist portal will be established for purchasers, offering them an opportunity to erase their records. In a twist of irony, the administrator expresses gratitude towards the customers and vendors for doing business with Incognito Market. The amounts they were demanding from each individual were categorized. Vendors pay between $100 and $20,000 for tiers to protect their data, with prices doubling on April 1st and buyers potentially able to delete records within weeks. The extortion plot was simple, yet deeply unsettling. They were now threatening to expose the very people who had trusted them with their anonymity. This was information that could potentially lead to the identification of both buyers and sellers on the platform. The team behind Incognito Market was threatening to leak this sensitive data to law enforcement unless a payment was made. Imagine the panic that such a message would instill. Users who once operated in the shadows of the darknet, engaging in transactions they thought were untraceable, now face the possibility of their activities being exposed to the world. The implications were not just limited to potential legal consequences. The threat also extended to the personal safety of the users, their professional reputations, and even their relationships. We have seen exit scams before with the likes of Empire Market, which I made a video about, but one that involves extortion seems very new to everyone. They were leveraging the very anonymity that their platform promised, turning it into a weapon against their users. It was a classic blackmail scenario, only this time it was playing out on the digital stage of the darknet. But what could the users do? Pay the ransom and hope that the operators would keep their word, or risk having their secret activities exposed? It was a lose-lose situation. The users of Incognito Market were caught in a web of deceit and manipulation, their options limited and their future uncertain. What do you think is the right step of action for users and vendors of this marketplace in response to the threat before them? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. It's funny that a place, once a haven for those seeking anonymity, had turned into a nightmare of exposure and extortion. What's particularly astonishing to me is that among all the individuals involved in hidden marketplaces, it's the vendors who appear to pose the greatest threat. They're the ones directly peddling illegal goods, sometimes necessitating connections to dangerous individuals or even being formidable themselves. There's a real possibility that individuals affiliated with cartels, with a history of extreme violence, have adapted to using platforms like Tor to establish new revenue streams. These are precisely the type of individuals you wouldn't want to cross, especially considering that many on the dark web actively seek to dox the administrators, particularly someone like Pharaoh, who attempted to bribe Dread's administrators. If customers and vendors properly encrypted their messages using PGP as they should, there's likely little cause for concern regarding potential exposure of their information to the public or law enforcement. However, if encryption wasn't utilized, there's a significant risk of investigation should incognito admins cooperate with law enforcement. Ordered details would be pivotal in such investigations, as they reveal customer addresses, potentially leading police to them. Furthermore, law enforcement could track packages back to vendors, conduct controlled purchases, and apprehend them during shipping. Any encryption solely within the platform is unreliable. Law enforcement raids could access all messages, or hackers could intercept them during control. Admins might even threaten to share messages with law enforcement unless an extortion fee is paid. Therefore, managing encryption on personally controlled devices is crucial for effective operational security. If you found this information useful, please like and share the video to boost its visibility. As we conclude, let's have a brief statistics about the dark web marketplaces. In late February 2024, a report from our colleagues at Chainalysis on crypto crime found that darknet marketplaces earned more than $1.7 billion in 2023. A significant increase from 2022, when the world's largest darknet marketplace, Hydra, was shut down. While no darknet marketplace has been able to completely replace Hydra since then, the report found that smaller marketplaces are thriving, serving specific market segments and deepening their specializations. Mega Darknet Market leads the way in cryptocurrencies raised, with a total of more than $500 billion. This is the Legendary Gamer signing off. Have a good night.